Cheeto Jesus.
Cheeto Jesus. Oh my God. Chicken poop.
I don't think Matt Gaetz has anything to do with this.
Bad vacation bingo.
Meat suits.
Meat suit. No.
Tell your friends we're never a bore. You haven't heard it like this before. Yes, it's time to explore the things we care for. And though your jaw may hit the floor, we're still the weirdos you adore. We're the weirdos next door.
Hello, I'm No-B.
And I'm Nichole.
And we are
The Weirdos Next Door.
We'll figure that out. So, this is our first episode, and it's really more of a welcome to Weirdo Land, so to speak. And we are still figuring out all of our gear and things like that. So you're going to hear occasional squeaks and squiggles, and you're going to hear there's definitely an echo. I hear an echo. You hear that? You hear that?
Sure.
All right. Anyway, but so we want to introduce ourselves. My name is No-B, as said before, and with me is my partner, Nichole, and we live together. And we decided we want to do this podcast because there's a lot of weird stuff going on out there. And
lots of weird shit.
Yeah, lots of weird shit. And we are... I guess you could say that we're probably literally considered the weirdos next door by all of our neighbors.
I'm pretty sure they all think we are weird as fuck.
Totally. Which, do we care?
No.
No, not really.
I think we did when we first moved in, but then by like year one we were just like, eh. But I think that's kind of how most of our life has gone.
I don't know. I don't think I ever cared. But I had lost all the fucks, what? A long time ago.
At least 4 years ago.
At least 4 years ago. Probably even before that. But we like a lot of information. We ingest a lot of information. We have like a variety of hobbies and interests and passions that are, let's say sort of like on the fringe of societal mores.
You just like big words.
Mores is not a big word.
It's not a big word, but
s'mores is.
You're gonna make me really want s'mores.
Now I want s'mores. Thank you. All right, so
we're obviously very suggestible.
So here we're going to tell you a little bit about ourselves, which I think we just did. And kind of give you an idea of like some of the topics we'll be discussing. And we are starting up some of our social media stuff. So if you'd like to follow us, you can follow us on Instagram at the Weirdos Next Door Podcast.
That is correct.
Oh, and you can follow us on Facebook, and we are at the Weirdos Next Door Podcast. That's the Weirdos Next Door.
And then our website is not active right now.
Our website,
our website is pending.
Yeah, it's pretty sloppy. We're trying to figure it out.
If anyone wants to design us a website for free, hit us up because that'd be cool.
We'll pimp you out.
I mean, we can also like send you some avocados or something.
We have a lot of avocados. We have a ginormous
We can pay you
tree.
in avocados.
We can pay you in avocados. And we can pay you in limes. They're out of season right now, but we do have a large lime tree in our backyard, and hopefully soon we'll be able to pay you in chicken poop,
or bananas, or nectarines.
That's going to be a while. So if you haven't been able to tell, we are interested in gardening. And
we are aspiring homesteaders.
Aspiring homesteaders, yes. We aspire to be, but we like our Wi-Fi, so we're gonna have to figure that out.
Yeah, we would love to live an off-the-grid lifestyle, but we also really like Netflix.
Yeah, among other things.
We
have very many. We stream very many things.
We are,
and we watch a lot of interesting things, a lot of weird things.
We spend a lot of time on YouTube, also.
YouTube.
A lot of time on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube. YouTube's interesting.
You can go down the rabbit hole real easily in there.
Oh, it's not as bad as
Reddit
or or
TikTok.
TikTok.
The TikTok.
The TikTok.
I don't know how to use the TikTok. I've been trying.
You've been using it. You use it better than I do. I stopped because it was like...
I haven't used it in a couple months.
Which is probably good.
But we might have to pick it back up for this.
No, we don't need
it. It could be fun.
We have an Instagram and a Facebook and a website.
What more do we need?
I think we're pretty good. Our website though is we're the Weirdos Online.
That was just Weirdos Online.
Is it Weirdos Online? Great. See, this is how new everything is, that we've been setting everything.
We don't
up.
even know our own website yet.
It's weirdosonline.com. You are correct. So if I click that and I go there,
I don't hear that very often.
I go there, and what do you see when you go there?
Is it still I haven't checked it in a couple days.
Oh, because right now it's the template. It's the template for a podcast website, and there is this very
oh yeah, I don't even see that.
You don't even see that.
I don't even see that. All I have is like a very basic, like nothing, bare bones thing going on.
Okay, that was me attempting to replace this. So apparently I need to clear the cache on my Firefox browser, and...
Well, I think it did the same thing one of the last times I checked on my phone. Let me check on my phone really quick. You use Firefox?
I also use Chrome.
Oh, okay. Who still uses Firefox?
I do.
Like, at least it's not like Opera.
Well,
or something.
Look who's talking. Someone who still has a Yahoo email address.
Hey, don't judge me. At least I don't use the one that I got when I was like 7. That I used for Neopets, guys. Neopets. I don't even think No-B knows what Neopets is, but if you're...
Wait, is it one of those little, like the Tamagotchi things? Those little...
I mean, yes and no. It was like...
It's not a keychain, right?
It's not on a keychain. It's a computer site.
Oh, it's a computer site.
Yes. And it was like the thing to do when you were like between the ages of like 10 to 13. You like raised this little animal thing and you got to battle them and find different things and play all these games and get money. And
so
I was a loser. Okay. I was a loser.
It's like Pokemon.
But yes, I still have my @Yahoo email, but I mean, I'm slowly getting on the what are we calling them? The Zoomers bandwagon of having like your one specific email for junk and signups and harassing politicians. And
speaking of emails, our email, the Weirdos Online, is the Weirdos Online at Gmail. No, the Weirdos Next Door at gmail.com. I am so confused. Are you confused?
The Weirdos Next Door podcast at gmail.com.
Oh, that's what it is. The Weirdos
Next Door podcast at gmail.com.
Okay, very good. That's what it is. If you want to send us an email and berate us for such a shitty show.
For how horrendous this is.
If you're listening, we're like, what's your deal? You're obviously a friend, and you miss us, and you haven't been able to talk to us forever or like see us, and we're also not really good at peopling these days. We've been I've been more hermiting than you have.
A little bit, yes.
You did a lot more traveling, but
I just drove to Texas by myself to see my family.
That's still dangerous.
20 hours alone in a car with nothing but my thoughts. It was great.
Good thoughts.
Although, and I'm gonna, little shameless plug here, on my second trip, I just listened to the Squad Ghouls podcast.
And that's the Squad Ghouls, GHOULS.
And that's two of my best buds that have a horror-themed podcast, and they are amazing, but I just got to listen to my best friends talk for 20 hours, and it was really amazing. And we're talking like peak pandemic, hadn't seen my friends in months kind of situation. So
I think that's also another reason why we're doing this, because we have forgotten how to talk. We're having issues peopling, and because and the reason we can't people is because we don't know how to like do the words, right? We're just like hi, awkward.
Do we hug? Do we bump elbows? Do we bump uglies? Like, what do we do now? Who knows? No one knows what the rules are.
Yeah, we went. We had like for the first time we went and was the first time we went and visited.
That we've had dinner at someone else's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first time in quite a while.
Yeah.
We went to our friend's house not too long ago, but that was just for a quick drop or quick stop by to pick stuff up at our friend's house.
Yeah. We were just,
yeah, this was our first night that we actually like socialized with people, like in someone else's house for quite some time.
So we were all vaccinated.
Yes, we are vaccinated. We are not anti-vaxxers.
Yeah, we believe in science.
We really like science. That's another thing I'm sure will come up at some point is No-B refers to me as Google sometimes because I have to, if he's pondering a question, I have to know the answer.
Now, I have never referred to you as Google, to be clear.
Your chief researcher?
I never referred to you that as either. I was like, and it got to the point, and I'll we talked about this, and you'll know, you'll find out from when listening to us that we talk ad nauseum.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm still not used to this, guys.
I've lost my train of thought. What was I talking about?
We talk ad nauseum.
Oh, about
everything.
Pretty much everything. Yeah.
We're kind of annoying.
And I would like. I had this thing, and it took you a while to figure it out, and it's taken me some time to like kind of like catch myself. But I have this thing of like kind of like rhetorically positing.
He is an auditory processor, is what he's trying to say.
So I have no inner monologue. Essentially,
he just narrates his entire life.
I do. In fact, I'm thinking about starting a YouTube page where I just have a body cam and I just walk around just mic'd up.
Do.
Well, yeah.
And here I am watering my weed plants.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we are growing weed. We are 420 friendly. We grow for our own personal use, so we're not selling or anything like that. So don't even ask. It's just for us. But we'll be doing an episode on that for sure, or possibly updates. We're thinking about doing a regular like segment, that like comes out like once a month or something like that. It's like some sort of gardening,
Our homestead update.
We'll come up with a cool. We had a cool name for that. What was that?
I don't know.
Oh, shoot, we got to write this stuff down. I mean, or you've got to write this stuff down.
Gee, thanks.
Well, I will text it to you. And we started doing that. We started texting each other like ideas or websites or a thought or something we didn't want to like lose. Or like when I'm trying to do the website and I want to get images off my phone onto my computer, I just text them to you and then like pull up Messenger on the MacBook, and like it's really I'm sure that.
Oh, I know there's a much easier way, but here we are.
It's called Airport or something, right? It's the What is that called again? It's like when you
airdrop.
Airdrop. That's right. I know this. I forgot. I'm losing my mind.
Yeah, we have to have minds to lose then.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyway, so why do you consider yourself a weirdo?
Oh, I don't know. I've always felt like I've been an outlier. Being Asian, second generation. My parents came to the States from Asia.
And no, not from China either.
Yeah, and we'll be referencing the orange turd lick relatively. We'll try not to so much because it is kind of triggering. So,
but we will never say his name.
No,
there will always be some sort of very clear code word, or just 45, or former fuckhead. Who the hell knows?
Orange. Yeah, I like orange turd. Orange Julius sometimes.
Cheeto Jesus. I think that was my favorite one I heard last year was Cheeto Jesus.
Cheeto Jesus. Oh my god. Okay, we might have. We'll also be doing like a regular segment, like probably with every episode, like sort of an update on the news. What's going on, and we will happily pontificate and pass judgment on
what the fuck is going on.
All others. It's just wacky. I remember, like 2019. 2019 was kind of a shitty year for us.
2019 was a really weird year.
Yeah, and so like, remember, what was I like by September or even like as early as August, I was like, oh my God, 2020 can't get here soon enough.
Well, let's see. Early 2019 started with the breakup from hell.
Yeah, that was.
And then it transitioned into what all happened in 2019. That was also my friend's car wreck, that dude threatening us.
Oh yeah.
Us falling out of our community of friends. Although I guess that had happened in 2018.
It's drama.
Ish. I don't even know.
All kinds of drama.
Oh, and then I lost my job at the end of 2019 too. That was a fun one.
You did.
Worth it.
Well, I mean, then 2020 happened, and the lockdown, and then the extensions and everything, and so it's been.
We got really, really lucky.
Yeah.
We are incredibly thankful for the situation we are allowed to be in right now.
And we have empathy for the people who aren't as fortunate.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Especially those in not the best relationships.
Or with shitty roommates, or shitty people living with your shitty parents.
Or
that one's definitely not easy right now, you guys.
A lot of people. Oh, now I've heard of instances where people who have moved back home because of the quarantine actually did quite well. Remember our friends we visited out of state, not a while back.
That is true.
I think they're super cool parents.
Oh yeah, that situation worked out well because they have a very healthy family dynamic.
Yeah.
And they genuinely love each other, and a lot of us aren't lucky enough to have that. This was also during the week that we spent with my family, and it didn't go well.
There will be an episode of that, of the family vacation from hell, but we will probably...
That's going to be a while away.
It's still a little raw, so we will probably table that until... it's not so triggering for us
till after I make bad vacation bingo for my family for Christmas, because I'm totally doing it.
Bad vacation bingo. Well,
totally doing it.
Well, I'm not going to another.
I will never ask you to.
Vacation.
They're crazy, and I think I forgot. I realized, and I told No-B this a while back after we got back from this trip. It's the first time in 10 years that I have lived with my family, not just visiting from out of state, because I don't live anywhere close to my family. So yeah, it was the longest amount of time that I've spent in my nuclear family, all of us together, and I think I forgot on some level just how many personalities there are, because I typically am able to spend piecemeal time with my family, spend time with this couple of people over here and these couple of people over here, so having everyone in the house was a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I will never, ever be asking you to go on a family vacation with my family ever again.
Which is unfortunate, because I adore your parents.
Yeah. Well, we'll still get to see Mom.
Yeah.
And...
Yes, true.
And the siblings. Well, the siblings that care to come bug us anyway. I'm how can I say this?
So... Wait, correct me if I'm wrong, but haven't I already opted out of your family's Secret Santa thing? I think I've opted out of it because you guys suck.
Mom sucks. Mom's bad.
I think.
But no, I totally understand. I know you don't want any part.
I don't. I enjoy that, but the thing is, because your family is all back in Texas. And we're here in California. The gifts have to be shipped.
Yeah.
Unless someone's uses delivery direct drop ship to out here to California. And so I think it was I didn't get my Secret Santa gift the first year we did it when you and I were together.
Till a year later.
Yeah.
When you finally came to Texas for the first time with me?
Yes. And they're oh, here, Merry Christmas from last year. I'm what the fuck?
It was a gift card, guys. It was a gift card. They could have very easily just sent us the code.
Oh, yeah. They could have just fucking scratched it off, taken a picture and said, here you go. I would have totally loved that.
But no.
I think I demand interest, because I invested in a $50 gift for who was the first year that I gift to?
We gave people weed for Christmas that year.
Oh yeah. No, we didn't. We don't give out weed. Remember?
We gave weed as gifts to the couple of stoners that are in my family in Texas, and so we wanted them to have actually some decent weed.
Yeah, but it was like vapes and
yes,
vapes and edibles. I don't know if we're supposed to talk about that because isn't that like transporting across state lines and all that kind of brouhaha and Matt Gatesy and all that kind of
I don't think Matt Gates has anything to do with this.
He does.
It's not that kind of arrangement.
He does have something to do with the marijuana industry, as he was partying with a lobbyist.
Well,
but
have you seen him? He's like he looks like a human caricature.
He does. He's like when you go to the Pier or Disneyland or something like that.
He looks like a human caricature.
It's a giant head.
With that big hair coif and those big ass teeth.
We're gonna do.
Sorry, we're mean.
We're gonna do.
We're really mean.
We're gonna do. Wait, he's got gopher teeth or something. I bet he gnaws on stuff. We will definitely do a head size episode. Or actually, might be I think it should be a recurring segment. I have this intense fascination with the sizes of people's heads. We see two actors on the screen, and I will immediately note, oh my god, blah 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 could wear blah blah blah's
face has a
mask,
or wear his body as a meat suit.
Oh yeah.
Meat suits.
Meat suit, no.
We're not that weird.
Yeah,
we're not cannibals.
Who?
I mean, I get a little bitey sometimes, but I'm not a cannibal.
Oh, cannibal. Yeah.
So what else? What else makes you feel like a weirdo? I don't know how we got all the way to Matt Gates and his gopher teeth.
See, that's my brain. My brain is very tangential, and so I actually do have an inner monologue, but it's actually just a series of things where I think through things,
little flashes.
So I've been waiting for you to say, and I told you should ask me. It's how'd you come up with that? But in this case, you understood where it came from because we kept talking, and one thing led to another. Mm-hmm. So this discussion, essentially, what goes on in my head, along with about 15,000 other discussions. I hear voices. But as far as being weird, I've always felt I said I've always felt like an outlier, and that probably comes from being. I grew up in the Midwest a long time ago, and I wasn't just the only Asian in the entire school. I was the only brown kid. So it was a lot of things. Let's go beat up the brown
a
kid.
Very different lens than the one I went through.
Yeah, so I've always felt out of it, and because I was born and raised in the Midwest, and my parents didn't want me to have an issue with the English language. They only spoke English to me and my sister, my younger sister. So that's my excuse. But what happened was we'll talk about that. We'll talk about language and stuff like that because I do have a couple of traumatic things, including a speech impediment that I had to work on. And you had a speech impediment as well. I
did.
Yes.
I still struggle with it sometimes.
Yeah, this is why the many similarities that we have that brought us together, which a lot of people ask, how do we, what's going on with this? Who are you? And it's because if you look at our picture on our illustration, our caricatures, you can tell I'm way younger than Nichole.
You're so young.
Yeah. Actually, it's my brain.
Succubus.
It's my brain.
Total succubus.
It's sucking the youth life force out of you.
That's a long way of saying that we are in an age gap relationship.
Yes, and that will definitely be one of our probably first.
Yeah, I think that's a very important part of who we are
Yeah,
both separately and together.
Unfortunately, it defines us in our relationship because that's how we're viewed. And one of the things that we talk about, like, you know, our elevator speed, our elevator pitch is pretty much we smash social mores. And I also like to say that, you know, we're pretty much like the red table, but with just a lot of extra baggage.
So much baggage.
Way.
And a lot less money.
Yeah, a lot less money.
A lot less money.
I'm sorry. The last episode that we watched, where it became very self-serving, self-gratifying, and I realize now it really is about them, and they're talking about how, like, they had to deal with it, they had to do this, they had to do that, and in many ways it's fascinating. I think we watched a lot because we felt like it might be a good sort of like benchmark.
Well, I think it's gotten so popular so quickly because of how reclusive the Smiths as a family as a whole are.
That's true.
Like, until they started doing Red Table Talk, like, you didn't really know much about what was going on behind closed doors for them.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, there were rumors of their open relationship, but no one ever really talked about it. No one talked about, you know, the relationships with the kids and, you know, them growing up, and a lot of the things we've learned on Red Table. I mean, we definitely didn't know.
That's true.
Like, I didn't know that Will was flying back and forth from China to LA every Friday to see his son's football games.
Yes, he has an older son from a previous marriage named Trey, and he wanted to always be the dad that was always there, unlike his father, who wasn't able to be.
Well, he had a good-ish father. He had a good dad, but dad was not a good husband.
Yeah, and I think that's you have to, like, sometimes it's hard to separate the two. It's like you can be a shitty parent because there's no training for that. But what
was it that we saw the other day? I've only, like, who teaches you? You don't have any practice for being 72.
Yeah.
Like, no one. How do you act when you've never been that age before? I've only been that age once.
That was
that was United Shades of America
with W. Kamau Bell, one of our
I adore him.
As well. It just feels so much like Bourdain's show because it's both CNN and done around the same time.
No, it's very similarly structured.
Yeah,
but I love it.
Yeah. So definitely that. And speaking of open relationships, we consider ourselves polyamorous, and so we'll definitely have an episode around that. You know, if you have any questions or thoughts or anything you want to share with us on any of the topics that we're listing, we're actually hoping to have like sort of a segment where we like answer questions from our two followers that, you know, everybody else might be interested in hearing from us, or at least our take on it, or at least, I don't know, why should people listen to us?
Because we're funny. I think it's really because, like, we are two people who have been on, like, the fringe of society for most of our lives, even though we have obviously different lengths of life going on. So, like, we've talked about a lot how we're at two very different ends of the spectrum. No-B is considered I think it's now categorized as you're a baby boomer 2.
Is that what it is? No, I thought it was...
No.
Okay, what was after boomer? It was...
Gen X comes after boomer.
Yeah, I think so. I was considered...
You were on the cusp, but they have restructured and split boomers into 2 groups.
Why couldn't it be like, you know, Big Daddy Gen X, you know?
Big Daddy Gen X.
Gen X to the end.
That's your new username, Big X Daddy.
Well,
Gen X Daddy.
Well, look, I mean, because before they overlapped, and so I was in that overlap, and so, like, fuck, I'm not gonna say I'm like an old boomer.
But you're a boomer too, so like they have.
But that just sounds like boomer. TOO.
I know.
I'm a boomer too. Like, I'm a wannabe boomer.
So he is. You're a late boomer. You're a late boomer.
Late boomer. God, that's so.
And I'm considered a millennial. You know, the ones who ruin everything. You know, diamonds, homes, paper plates. You know, the huge. So we're able to come at things with very different perspectives. And I think one of the things that I have always appreciated and loved about our relationship is the ability to learn from one another and empathize with one another and be able to like disagree openly, even when we do find those rare times that we do have differing, you know, opinions or views on things. We're able to do that in a very respectful way. I'm not trying to, you know, convince you that your way is wrong and my way is right. I'm able to respect your opinion and learn how you got to that place. And if it changes mine, it changes mine. If it doesn't, you also respect that. And that's one of the things I've always appreciated. But I think that kind of comes into why people would want to listen to us, because it's like, we're never going to, okay, there are people that we do judge. There are. Yeah. But we really try to...
It's not really judging. And we don't really judge. It's more like when we watch TV. And, you know, I have a soft spot for reality TV. Not like the fucking Kardashian shit, but...
reality competition shows.
Yeah, like... Mostly like, you know, singing and dancing and all that kind of stuff. And that was sort of a guilty pleasure that
I really miss So You Think You Can Dance.
That was a guilty pleasure that my youngest child and I used to enjoy when she was younger. So like, So You Think You Can Dance. I love that show. That was a great show.
Such a great show.
American Idol. Come on. That was great. I did drop out during the middle years, you know. And only recently came back to it, I guess because of the pandemic. I don't know.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time in front of the TV last year.
Yeah.
That's for sure. We spent a lot of time watching the news. Like, I don't think I've ever watched the news as habitually as I have in the last, year and a half now?
Things were changing so quickly. It was like a movie. It was like, what was that movie that concerns a pandemic? There's like one that was like, almost like...
Outbreak?
That might have been it. Not the one with... Is that the one with Dustin Hoffman?
I forget.
I don't know.
Now I have to look up virus movies.
See, so... going back to that, I remember I have a thing of like speaking out and thinking out loud, actually. And when I do, it's usually in like, you know, the form of a question. So we're watching something and I'll just kind of like...
Is that even possible?
I'll just blurt out. I was like, "Yeah, what year did he die?" And that's me talking to myself. But you would like.
But I really have to know the answer. I have to know the answer, or it bugs me. I do.
Well, it's not just that, but also like it's just like you felt like obliged or to look that up for me. Like I was like asking you to look it up. So I've actually had to adjust and consciously, you know, preface these questions with like, you know, an open acknowledgement that it's just rhetorical. I'm just asking myself, like, I wonder why they do that, you know, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So of course,
I have an addiction to knowledge and random trivia facts,
which gives this another great reason for us to do this, because you are a knowledge dispensary. Just like...
Yep, I poop out knowledge. Yes.
So, our really... Oh, wait, oh, thank you very much.
Why did I not get that for late boomer? That was just...
Oh, yes.
That was just rude.
These default like free like sound blurs are hilarious.
This is going to be so unfair with you having control over the soundboard.
Hey, you can take control. You want to work?
So not fair.
And it's not. I can't. You can't call the Zoom Podcaster 4 a soundboard. It's actually like more of a entry level sort of like bridge between. Am I doing like a It's just paid sponsorship.
Like,
No.
are you doing an unboxing video right now? Like...
No. Wait, yeah, that sounds kind of dirty. I'm unboxing it right now in my mind.
You perv.
Oh yeah, I've been called that.
Yeah.
Among other things.
I love it though.
What other names I've been called? What like cult leader?
Cult leader, grandpa perv.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't even know. People suck.
But we are catty as we watch TV and just like, oh, love to hate this, someone on Top Chef or blah, blah, blah. And we like a lot of cooking shows, a lot of cooking competitions. We watch a lot of that. We watch a lot of documentaries.
Lots of documentaries, especially murder ones.
Now that's pretty much all you, but I'm still fascinated by it. But we'll do definitely an episode on that because I know it like irks you because like every time I watch
an episode of something, he's like, "See, this is what they want. They just want to be glorified. You're giving them what they want. You're part of it."
I do not do that every time. I do not every time. I've learned to kind of hold back, but sometimes it kind of builds up, right? It builds up and like it's like it finds like it's like. Look, they're giving him fame. Don't call him the Night Stalker. Call him like the Night Slug. It's like, don't make it so fucking sexy to be like a serial killer. That's all they want. Like Son of Sam was like Manson. It was like, Jim Jones.
Night Stalker. He had his own fucking fan club.
Oh God, he's like Hail Satan. He was like. It was such a tool.
Do better, goth girls. Do better. We deserve better.
Oh yeah, but then like, wait, who's goth? Is Marilyn Manson goth?
Yeah, Marilyn Manson's goth, and he is a garbage person.
Yeah, he's been like he's been
surprise.
He's been outed in the Me Too movement.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Surprise. Dude's a creep.
Danny Masterson.
Dude's a creep.
Bill Cosby,
super creep.
Who else? I mean, that could be a whole episode, also.
So you're a creep.
I love that song. That's one of my karaoke go-tos. But again, if you have any topics you'd like us to cover or address, or questions, or what have you, our take on something, feel free to drop us a line. Send us a DM in our Instagrams. The Weirdos Next Door podcast, or you can like send us a Facebook message. Weirdos
Next Door podcast.
Yeah, right.
On Facebook also.
God, terrible. Or you can email us at the Weirdos Next Door podcast at gmail.com. Right? I got that.
Yes, you got that one right. Good job. Right.
Well, it's just bouncing around a lot, right? So anyway, another reason for us to do this was. I was originally starting up another podcast. It's called Dear Banana Man, and hopefully that'll come out sooner than later. I just gotta I gotta get past the blank page thing and soil a document and start like pontificating,
figuring out what you want to get angry about.
Yeah, talking about and it's basically because it's my experience as as an Asian American. And all this recent AAPI hate shit going on, the attacks on the fucking elderly. Really, you're gonna go and like because you hate a group of people and you see someone with like similar eyes or face and they're just walking. They're not even walking. They're like kind of like limping along or like hobbling along. And you cold cock them. It's like bullshit. I really feel like, and that's so that's where I'm going with Dear Banana Man, and that Banana Man comes from an advice column I used to write back in the mid to late 90s for a local ethnic rag in Los Angeles called the Korean Journal. It is now morphed itself into charactermedia.com. You can check that out, and they are just now starting to upload copies of the Korean Journal. You can actually find some of Banana Man's writings there. So I was actually like, I was doing a lot of like really angry Facebook and Instagram posts and things like that, and I just felt like I was screaming into a vacuum, and so I really felt the need to bring to reimagine Banana Man as a podcast
in 2020.
Yes, podcast because I don't want to get dressed up and fix my hair and stuff.
What hair?
Yeah, that'll be another discussion.
We're not bald. We just shaved our heads.
It's like after a year of like, I had really long hair. I still, our picture, our drawings have us with.
You have such great hair.
Have me with long hair, and I realized it would take like forever to dry, and like it was like a lot of effort to keep it nice for around the house.
For what?
It wasn't going out, and I wasn't even doing Zoom that much. I mean, I think like when I was traumatized with that one family Zoom meeting like way last year. Then I just kind of like.
So you did one with your family, then I think we did one with mine.
Then then it was the second one with my family when some shit went down, and I logged off and
yes.
never did Zoom again. And that'll be probably a subject of another episode, my family drama, and I will fess up that I am probably the instigator. I am the instigator, not probably. I am the instigator of pretty much all that drama, because I am not the easiest person to live with. I can't speak. I'm not the easiest person to live with.
You're not the hardest.
I know that.
You're definitely not the hardest.
Well, that's because you love me.
That's true.
So you're like biased. You're like clouded.
Yes, I think you're perfect.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Can do no wrong.
Yes, absolutely. No, I've been doing. It's been interesting. Another reason I want to talk about is because Nichole is such a information hound, and just always reading up, learning, and investigating, and actually my desire is to be an educator in the near future. So that's something we could also work on. But
I don't even know what that looks like anymore.
Yeah, because like when is there going to be a convention or a gathering of it's like I can't do that. But that'll probably be another episode, or we can craft something on here, create another podcast where it can be.
Yes.
Yeah, let's just have more podcasts. Yeah, the world needs more podcasts.
Yeah, not like we don't have another business we need to finish starting.
Which will be another episode. We've had multiple
false starts,
ventures. Let's just say we have multiple irons in the fire, and
we forgot where the fire was.
Well, the fire kind of died out because we started the fire somewhere else.
We started another fire in another spot, yes. And then forgot about the first fire, and then we did it again and again.
ADHD is a bitch.
It really is.
Yes, and we've both been diagnosed with adult ADHD.
Woo!
So, usually it's good because we take turns kind of lifting each other up and things like that. But then when our biorhythms or whatever, when
our troughs hit at the same time, it's not good.
When our periods sync up.
Yes, yes. Even though neither of us get those.
That'll be another episode. Or segment. Health update.
We still have not gotten our period.
Blood Watch 2000.
We'd be waiting for a long time.
Yeah. What else?
I know we've discussed talking about we've talked about race things. We've alluded to our gardening and homesteading and our family issues.
Yeah.
Mental health stuff, age gap stuff. Friendships and relationships. I'm sure that'll be a future area that we dive into quite a bit. Failed friendships. Yeah. What we've learned from our relationships as we've aged.
Yeah.
What makes the relationship where we are in a little different.
I also think that I think like for me, the biggest reason to do this is because your brain is so beautiful. You're a wealth of knowledge. In the over 4 years we've been together. I
think we are actually about to.
5?
No, I think next week is actually our actual anniversary of when we made things official.
Whatever that
I only remember it because it was solstice weekend and there was like an event where something went horribly wrong. So
we have great timing. But what else? What was I saying? I lost track.
We've been together for almost 4 years and I have a beautiful brain.
Yes, you have a beautiful brain.
It's almost like he likes me, guys.
So like you're like brain candy. I don't know.
Brain candy.
Brain candy. But it's like you're such a wealth of knowledge and like just a cornucopia of topics, of which pretty much are like universally fringy, which rhymes with cringy, but more outlier-ish. If you haven't been able to tell, we're both very liberal. We are yes, we are anti-fascist.
We are Antifa.
Yeah.
Because, y'all, Antifa literally just means you are anti-fascists.
And so if you
That's all it means.
If you hate Antifa, it means you hate anti-fascists. That means you love fascists, and so you voted for the orange one? That's it.
Like just do a little bit of research. Antifa literally just means anti-fascist.
Yeah, but...
we should all be anti-fascists, guys.
Go to like a reputable website like I don't know,
not 8chan,
Merriam-Webster, or Wikipedia.
Y'all, I tried to dig into stuff when that whole QAnon thing was going, and it's weird down there. Don't do it. Just don't.
It's a rabbit hole that you don't want to go down. That is for sure.
But again, I have a thirst for knowledge, and sometimes it takes me to weird places.
Right. So, again, another episode. But always welcome for suggestions and topics. We'd be happy to answer them. And if you haven't noticed, we're both oversharers, which is another reason why this podcast is a great idea, because we haven't been able to
Why don't we just overshare with the entire world?
Of 2 fans that we have.
Hey, I have big dreams.
Right.
Big dreams.
Yeah. We can dare to dream.
We can. Yeah. I think that's a far.
Yeah. So we got vaccinated. We believe Dr. Fauci. We accept Uncle Joe because...
But we know how to be critical of Uncle Joe also.
I gotta say, he's been doing the work.
He's been doing pretty good.
And he's done the work. I mean, he's had some major, tragedies and losses that, really kind of...
You can tell that what he's gone through has definitely shaped who he is as a person. He seems incredibly empathetic. He wasn't
born with a orange spoon in his mouth.
He didn't get a small loan from his father to start his business,
which he squandered.
But I did it all on my own. Right, yes.
So that definitely has to be an update, a regular update thing that we do. It's like Insurrection Watch 2021 or something like that. It's like when will the madness end? When will people realize that systemic racism does exist, and it's been fostered by the pinks?
Yep.
And
yeah, you'll hear me, the white girl, shit on white people a lot because we're fucking terrible, guys. We are awful. Just accept it and then work and do better and learn.
It's like, I don't like, one of the reasons I still don't want to go out even after getting vaccinated is because I I am an older Asian person, and I don't feel like I want to be cold cocked in the face or something like that.
I scared the crap out of him at Lowe's the other day and felt terrible.
I didn't realize I would be that.
I felt awful.
But when I go out in public, I always feel like I have to like look over my shoulder, just keep watching my six. And I was we're going to Lowe's, and I had gotten the cart, and I was pushing it, and you had gone in before me to look at something.
Yeah, wandered around really quick.
And then I was going straight to the whatever, looking for the wheelbarrows or what have you. And so I was making a beeline straight to the gardening center. And of course I was like looking around, straight ahead, left to right, blah, 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 for you. So I assume that you're like on your way there.
Yeah.
And then as I kind of like turned
I had seen you come in, so I thought maybe you had saw me, but nope.
And I turned my head just a little bit, and out of the corner of my eye, I just saw this
Blob.
figure like rushing at me. And I was like, and I don't know, did I scream? Did I squeal? What did I do? What was my reaction?
I think once you realized it was me, you were just like, "Don't do that."
No, but did I say anything, or did I?
You did like one of these. Yeah. I know that's not descriptive at all, but just kind of like a closing your body language.
Oh, it was like a jump scare, which is why I don't like going to haunted houses and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So we will talk about that. I'm sure we'll want to have the squad ghouls on with us and talk about spooky things. Talk about spooky things, which see, I like more of the highbrow horror. Yes. The more intellectual horror. Not just the cheap. Okay, a good Halloween. The first one. That's it.
I mean, you're not wrong there. Yes, we don't need 12 of them.
Yeah. But the jump scares and things, that's just like, no, not for me.
See, and it's not even that I like jump scares or anything like that. I like
gore.
Doing it with groups of people. I like the energy that occurs. Like, I like laughing at my friends for getting the shit scared out of them. I find it funny.
I can't do it.
It's rather enjoyable.
So we do have the agreement that you go out with your
I do my spooky things,
your spooky crew, and
September through October I stay pretty busy.
Yeah, which gives me more time to do nothing here at the manor, which is what we call our house that we share. Spend
time with your cat daughter.
With my I have a biological cat that I gave birth to last year. I crapped her out. And her name is Smudge McFlurry, and
she is perfect.
She is like the most perfectest cat in the whole widest world, and she and her stupid siblings, Rocket McRib and Moxie McNugget, both of them are like drooling dogs. They have their own Instagram, and that would be Smudge and Mutts. Smudge and Mutts. And if it's me posting to it, it's just tons of pictures of Smudge.
It's only Smudge.
Videos and stuff. I think the most recent one is the video I took in the car as we're driving, as I was driving her, as I was taking her home for the first time, and I got like a towel, and I got like a really dirty towel because animals are dirty. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a dirty towel. It was just like
it was a junk towel. Like, right. and everyone has the junk towels.
Yeah, because I didn't know.
It's the ones that you use to like clean up shit that might not come out.
Is this cat gonna barf? Or have like
is it gonna pee in the bath or in the car while we're driving?
So I didn't want to get a nice towel.
So No-B doesn't have like the most experience with pets.
I do. I had a dog that like
you had pets, but like you didn't have. You don't have the most experience with like long-term pet ownership.
Let's just say I do not have success. I have not had a long-term pet ownership success until you. It's only because of you that we have these pets around, because I would have like.
You would have eaten Rocket already.
He is such a porker.
He's so cute.
Yeah, he's a big stupid dog. But
he's so cute.
I do appreciate him when we had that, that white dude trying to like break into our house.
Yeah, that was
So
weird.
that was weird. That'd be another episode. Like
That was really weird.
we had to call the cops and report a potential hate crime. So we'll be talking about that also. That'll be another episode. I think we've got like a good 20 or 30 episodes that we got to get down and start recording.
I think we currently have 22 episode like ideas that we've been slowly working on.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad.
That's pretty solid.
I mean, like, what's a season? It's like, is it a
I think it kind of depends on
like
what you want to do.
Big Bang Theory, season of like 65 episodes per season, or it's like a mini series, kind of like Falcon and the Snowman, Snowbird. What was it? The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier. Snowbird. You have turned Sebastian Stan into a snowbird.
No, see, I keep thinking like the Falcon and the Snowman, right?
When was the snowman a thing?
No,
The Falcon and the Snowman. I must have missed that that nursery tale.
Wait, hold on. Wasn't that I think that was definitely a movie. Okay, IMDb.
Oh, the Falcon and the Snowman. Yeah, okay, fine, it does exist.
Okay, just read us, please, the synopsis. Oh, who's starring in it? First of all, it's pretty like it's an old movie, so it is a little bit before your time.
It is actually a little bit before my time. 1985.
Okay, that was before you were born.
That was before even my oldest brother was born.
I'm old.
Mom and Dad were married. We were not on the plan yet.
At that time, I was like out of college, looking for work. Anyway, what? Oh,
synopsis of the
yes,
movie.
please, yes, please. 1985.
1985. After his father, in parentheses, Pat Hingle, finds him a job at the CIA, Christopher Boyce, in parentheses, Timothy Hutton, discovers the less reputable side of the American government through handling classified documents. As he grows increasingly delusioned, Boyce decides to sell the information to the Russians in an act of defiance. A drug-addictive friend of Boyce's, Dalton Lee, played by Sean Penn, becomes involved in the plot and acts as a middleman between Boyce and the Soviets, and the erratic Lee fails to cover his tracks.
I feel like I know that movie. I don't remember. I did not remember who starred in it, and for the life of me, I can't remember seeing it. So I don't know if I've actually seen that movie. I just knew about it.
Yeah, it looks like Timothy Hutton and Sean Penn.
Are they the Falcon and the Snowman?
I would assume so. And it was actually based off a true story, which is interesting.
Can you imagine the content that's going to come out all about this 2020 and the orange years and
I'm not gonna lie, I am both interested and terrified in what the textbooks are going to say in a few years.
Oh yeah, it's so obvious. It's like the education in America is for shit. We do not give our teachers the respect that they deserve. We actually treat them worse than most other people. We treat them like babysitters, which they are not. They're educators, and they're severely underfunded.
So underpaid.
They're paying their own, out of their own pocket for like freaking like
art supplies,
chalk and paper and
everything for their students.
Books and things sometimes, and it's just like, it's freaking ridiculous.
See, but fun side note, and it's a thought I have about teachers all the time. So I am about 10 years out of high school at this point. So a lot of my friends from high school have since become teachers. And so now I have that thought of, holy shit, why is this person a teacher? And then I'm like, holy shit, My teachers were people at some point, also, weren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I experienced some, like, racism from teachers back in the Midwest, which, something was weird. Like, at that time, I didn't get it hurt. All those things hurt, but I think back then you're just told that.
I'm sorry. You didn't understand why it hurt so much.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But I didn't do anything about it, or I never once mentioned to my parents all the shit. That'll definitely be a lot of Banana Man episodes, because I've got a lot to unpack there. So that'll be very interesting. And the other podcast that I'm starting up or working on is Madman Musing. I used to work in the advertising industry for quite a number of years. It's also why I can't watch Mad Men, because it's just too real. All the shit that we did, and that was terrible. So
breakfast wine.
Wine for breakfast. Why not? That's a thing.
I like hearing his old advertising stories. I call him a douchebag a lot. It's fun.
I got a bazillion of them. Oh yeah, I mean, I played into it. I did the whole
he
thing.
was an ad douchebag, and I give him so much shit for it now.
Yeah.
I'm like, you were such a douchebag.
Yeah, but that was my life.
Mm-hmm.
That was
how you supported yourself and your family, and
kept a family of 5, fed and living in a style that they had become accustomed to, never wanting for a single video game console,
or sports equipment,
as long as it was educational, or it was healthy, or it involved video games, or it was cultural. I would never hold anything back from my kids. There's a lot of it's because I never really grew up, and it's I still feel like a kid when I see things. It's like, I must have that. So that'll be a lot of what Madman talks about in Madman Musing, and that's also coming up shortly. But we need to get this. We need to get the Weirdos off the line, and it's kind of like it's par for the course for us, because we had so many adventures going, and then we started talking about doing this podcast, and you said the Weirdos Next Door, which is the minute you said that, boom, that's the title, and that describes us to a T.
Mm-hmm.
So that just made sense to do that first, because me talking into a void, I don't know if I don't think I'd be there yet. Without doing these with you,
getting a little warm up, get comfy.
Yeah. We're still figuring out the gear and things like that. And you get a better mic stand for you.
A mic stand that I don't bump into every 5 seconds. I'm so sorry.
I have one of these arms on order in the cart, so we could order that. It's only $60. It's Innogear, INNOGEAR, boom arm, desktop boom arm, so it clamps on. But it's been reviewed and come out, from what I can tell, way better than the standard for podcasters. The Rode what? I want to say PS1, but I don't know if that doesn't sound right.
I forget.
But which was also over $100. Anyway, so that is where we are at. Do we need to talk anymore? Is there anything else we need to cover here as our first episode, or do we feel good about this? Is this going to be episode 00, or we're going to just go ahead and do 1? Maybe 00.
Maybe 00.
And I noticed you can also have a trailer, so we can probably record.
Yeah, we can eventually put together a trailer.
Yeah.
Once we have a couple episodes to pull little blurbs from and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, we want to start off with like thank y'all for joining us on this little journey that we're starting. We obviously don't know who, if any, will actually listen to this, but we're pretty excited and excited about what's to come. Again, we're gonna be talking a lot about like age gaps and homesteading, food stuff.
Oh, our culinary adventures.
We don't really want to put ourselves into one box, because that's not what we do as the Weirdos Next Door, of course.
We're outside the lines.
Like we kind of do a little bit of everything, so I'm sure we're going to talk about a lot, and as you can see, we get a little tangential, so other things will come up. You'll probably hear similar phrases over and over because we both have similar mannerisms. But yeah,
well, that comes from us being together for so many years.
Forever.
But do you realize that we've talked for over an hour already?
I know.
And so
weird. I don't like it.
Well, it's good. It's like, this is something we weren't sure if we could do this or not. It's like, how are we going to have a conversation? It's like, we talk all the time. So why not just record? I was even thinking the other night, like, we should mic ourselves up because we're stoned and we're watching this. Like, we're like, what the hell? It's like, we're going to do movie reviews. So like, if you've got a movie that you want us to review, please make it topical, not like something like Gone with the Wind or whatever.
Okay, but we watched Raya and the Last Dragon last night, and it was fantastic.
Raya, the Last Dragon. I will admit, you turned it on. I was like, still like, had my nose in my phone. And I was like,
oh, we both watched, or we were both like, just passively watching it up until Sisu was actually introduced, Awkwafina's character.
Oh,
as soon as Awkwafina came in, we were like, okay, we're in.
Awkwafina.
We both put our phones down.
Awkwafina's freaking amazeballs. But what I also really appreciated about, and I will go back and watch it, is that we watched a lot of the backstory stuff, how they did it. They really worked very hard in keeping everything authentic.
They had a whole like history team and culture team to make sure that they were telling the story correctly.
I mean, flew out to China. To actually research all this out, and then even for like the fight scenes, they had like martial art movie fight coordinators,
and so like each different
map those out.
Yeah, the country that you're working in is split up into 5 sections, like within the story, and so each different section of the country, each different state, I guess we'll say, had their own different fighting style, and so it was really interesting to see how they put all of those together in respect to all of these different cultures that they're bringing into one movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not Kung Fu Panda or Hong Kong Phooey. It's real, and the casting, the cast is almost entirely Asian, which is fabulous. Daniel Day Kim's on there, Sandra Oh, as mentioned, Awkwafina, Benedict
Wong.
Benedict Wong, not Cumberbatch. How crazy was it that like 2 Benedicts were like
on the same movie?
And like, what the fuck?
So proud.
I was like, what kind of name is Benedict? Anyway, Benedict Arnold. So Raya is like we really enjoy that movie, and like we're gonna do like reviews of movies and shows. And one of the things that we are very big on is consent culture. And we'll cover that in another episode way down the line, about why that has come about as an important part of our lives. But and so then you can't watch like a rom-com with us without like having us go on and on about like, where's the fucking consent?
Yep. She didn't agree to that.
Right. Well, like Crazy Rich Asians, right?
Yep.
So
he withheld an entire part of his life from her.
He was using her Netflix password, and his family was like real estate barons in Hong Kong or something like that. Yeah.
It's like, no, Singapore. If we've been together for that long, where we're like slowly talking about spending our lives together, and you still haven't told me the truth about your family, that's an issue.
Wait, were they already engaged?
They weren't all. I don't think they were already engaged.
But they were like super like in love.
They were living together and all the fun stuff. Like, that's weird.
Yeah. So the entire movie, like, and this is like this is like a formula for rom-coms. It's the whole like surprised by something, didn't know about it.
There has to be that conflict, and it's usually about lying.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's so outdated and so overused.
Why don't you tell me you were loaded? Why don't you tell me you come from like a very wealthy / famous? It was still an enjoyable movie.
Yeah, it was a beautiful movie.
Yeah.
It was so well done.
Again, Aquafina
was
hilarious.
And Dr. Ken
Jeong was like he was kind of creepy, but would you consider Ken Jeong to be a creepy in general?
I don't think he's necessarily creepy. I think he is that's honestly just his personality and his comedy coming together. Like, you can tell he is a super goober.
And yet he's a medical doctor.
He's a big goob.
Good on him.
Like,
yeah.
He's just a big old dork. And so I think it's honestly just part of his personality.
So, I mean...
Oh, and we've also been rewatching Friends, so that has been a hell of a conversation piece here lately.
Oh, yeah. Watching Friends from the lens of 2021 and our enhanced, quote-unquote, wokeness is a lot of like, oh, no.
I've also been joking lately that maybe Monica and Richard's relationship is, that's why I tend to be in relationships with older men. So, there's that.
Right. Yes, because actually, like, people often confuse me with Tom Selleck.
Yes. It's that killer mustache.
Yeah.
But no, like, yeah, it's been interesting to watch, and then it's just like we've even debated what were they on a break? Like, it's so weird because coming at it from our perspective now, it's like no one ever like confirmed.
There was no
or acknowledged, not even like acknowledgement of like, all right, we are on a break. It's just like, are we breaking up? I don't know. And then he walks out the door. Like, I'm sorry, but that's a very unclear situation.
That's very ambiguous.
It's a very, very unclear situation.
Communication is key, and again, consent culture and negotiation consent, all that bullshit.
Yeah, so we've slowly been like ranking the characters, and I think we've decided that Ross and Rachel just kind of like trade off for worst person.
Yeah, I think that would be a good episode to talk about, just as friends all together. Like, you know, who are you? Are you a Ross? Are you a Rachel? Are you
I'm a
Phoebe?
Monica.
You're a Monica.
I'm a Monica.
What am I?
No, you're like a Joey Chandler blend.
Yeah, at least I don't got any Ross in me like, hi.
No, like you have Joey's like just ability to find joy in everything.
Silver lining.
And then Chandler's like little bit of logic with little bit of, sense of humor.
Inappropriate humor at an inappropriate time.
Yeah, that sometimes happens.
Yeah. But I really don't do it that much.
You don't do it that much. I probably do it more than you do.
I don't do Chandler type of humor. But anyway, that's another discussion. We should probably wrap this up. We've been talking for almost like an hour and 15 minutes, and my mother is calling on the phone. But thank you for listening to us. If you're still with us,
if you're still stuck listening, why are you still here?
Yeah. Send us an email. What is it? It's the
Weirdos Next Door podcast at gmail.com. Our Instagram is also Weirdos Next Door podcast, and our Facebook is the Weirdos Next Door podcast, I believe. And hopefully our website will be up here shortly, and so we'll be able to share that with you in our next episode, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So, and here's some great music that we came up with.
Smash your social mores with the Weirdos Next Door.
Wasn't that sweet?
So cute.
Say goodnight, Gracie.